What do you make of what people say about General Buhari as a religious bigot and a fundamentalist?
Well, I think that's unfair. I think it's unfair. And if you look at the history, I think it is clear that perhaps, and it's fair to say that the PDP has done a fairly good job of making it appear that he is in fact a fundamentalist. I think that's unfair. And let me explain why I think that is unfair. If you look at the history, I mean, everyone knows that General Buhari was in office from December 1983 to August 1985. In that period and immediately after it, no one ever accused General Buhari of being an Islamist. Nobody ever did. As a matter of fact, this whole charge of being an Islamist is probably about 5-6 years old. Nobody before then, and if you look at the history, if you look at the records, even the newspapers, no one ever accused him. And why was that the case? Because he simply wasn't, he's never been a fundamentalist. Even in that period, when he was in office, his deputy was a Muslim. Tunde Diagbon was a Muslim. They were under pressure at the time to join the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Countries, and they refused to join the OIC when they had absolute power and absolute authority to do so. At that period also, in the period when he was in office, practically every member of his cabinet was a Christian. Almost 70% of the members of his cabinet were Christians. And he appointed them. In those days, you didn't appoint you simply appointed by fiat. The head of state had supreme authority, and he appointed them. So he worked at that time with Christians. He worked very, very, very well with them. Thereafter, and subsequently, everyone who has associated with him, you know, the likes of General Gowon, the likes of T.Y. Danjuma, and all of those individuals who have associated with him, not one single person has said that General Buhari is an Islamist or a fundamentalist or any such thing, you know. And when you look at all of his antecedents, you know, his first daughter is married to a Christian, you know, all of that doesn't, to me, you know, indicates that here is a fundamentalist or somebody who is going to Islamize the country or any of the kinds of things that we hear. But I think it's convenient for those who wish to malign him and those who are afraid of his coming into office. It's convenient for them to say he's an Islamist and to move the argument and to move the whole discourse along these religious lines and all of that. But I think that we shouldn't be deceived by that, and we shouldn't allow that to shroud or cover what really are the issues that face this country at the moment.
All right.